All right, Grandma, so I'm going to tell you the 4 magic words that I live by. When all the trials and tribulations, circumstances, oh my God, my bills, the world's exploding, the Democrats, the Republicans, racism, feminism, white men are evil and we're all terrible racists. I'll tell you what it is. My daily life, oh, my terrible relationship, I'm trying to fix it so hard, they don't care about me. My addictions, everything. What am I going to do tomorrow? What am I going to do for money? How am I going to chase my dreams? Oh, no, nothing's working. It's so hard. Oh, I got a new problem right here. I'll tell you the 4 magic words. You ready? Simple. You ready, Grandma?
I know you're going to sound...
None of it matters.
It matters to me. Okay?
All right, just listen.
I have my own life to live, okay?
Exactly. See, that's the whole problem with this revelation that God gave me. Grandma, hold on. I'm on video. I'm talking. Listen.
Okay, I'm talking too, Biddy.
Biddy. That's the whole revelation.
The whole revelation is I deserve to have my own place and deserve to have my own house since my family shut my house down by accident and ruined my whole life.
All right. Did you hear all that?
Did you hear me?
Stop. I'm not talking to you. Listen. I'm talking to the audience. Did you guys hear all that? Did you hear that? Just listen. And you are thinking the same things. Let's play the blame game. Let's be hyper-focused on this certain situation, emotionally tied to it, never backing up, never letting go, never seeing the overall purpose, that it's not one single situation that you live in, but it's many situations all tied together. When you pull it back, get your emotions off of it, look at it objectively, and realize that it's all a blueprint to change your character to be ready for eternity, because this is the bus stop. Everything you're going through, everything you're thinking about, doesn't matter. Let me tell you an amazing fact. God says, "And I shall wipe away all the tears from their eyes." Yeah, that's a fact. It's a guaranteed fact going to happen. Do you know what that means? When God wipes away your tears from your eyes, and there shall be no more weeping, that's what it actually says. There shall be no weeping, for I will wipe the tears away from their eyes, and no bad thing will enter into heaven. That means he will literally erase your memory of the trauma that you went through, only taking the core truths out of them that helped build up your character. That's it. You won't remember any of this on the other side of eternity. All your plans, all your traumas, none of it matters. It's all training ground. This is what tangible existence is. It's a simulation. For the things that are unseen, God, actual words, are more real than the things that are seen. Think about that. And here's the thing. I used to be so tied up, dude. I used to be so tied up all the time. Tied up emotionally. Like, I feel like this. I'll give you an example. And Grandma's going to go mental when she hears it. But Grandma, if you don't want to listen, just try not to listen. So, I was so messed up. I'm going to give you a situation. I was so messed up. I held my dead mother in my arms.
Oh my God, don't tell
Stop,
me.
Grandma, stop. Her eyes were open.
Shut up!
And what it said to me in that moment was, "Why didn't you save me?" That's what it felt like her face was saying to me. I was the only one in my family that experienced that. The only one. And then my grandma, the one who was with my mom, my stepdad, my little brother, my ex who has my kids, all pretended that that's what happened to them when I was the only one who experienced it. And instead of being able to grieve by myself, I had to now become a babysitter for 5 adults, because there was my girl too, the one I'm trying to marry. 5 adults who didn't go through the trauma that I went through, and yet pretending to go through it. And I had to take care of them for 2 solid months without being able to grieve or express myself at all. And the first time I did grieve and express myself, everyone went mental and turned on me. That's the reality. And then I was about to kill myself. That's the truth. I was so emotionally tied into it that I was going to kill myself. I drove downtown and I sat at Burger King out beside the pizza shop, and I was looking at the sun, and I was thinking, this is the last time I'm ever going to see the sun, because I'm going to run out in traffic and get run over by the semi and get killed. That's what I was planning that. And as I was planning that, I just had this feeling from God, like a voice inside me just says, look up. And I looked up at the horizon. There was literally a man on his knees in the form of a cloud praying with his hands like this, looking up, hands together. I'm holding my phone. Hands together, looking up, praying. And looked like somebody was laying on the ground in front of him. It looked like an exact copy of how I found my mother. I could... And then I looked and I heard a voice inside my head said, none of it matters. 2 months of hell where I was enduring it by myself and taking care of everybody else as a babysitter, about to end my life. And I heard God say, none of it matters. You're okay. And he explained everything to me in 1 minute. He said, this is tangible existence. This is a simulation, a training ground to get you ready for eternity. All these traumas, everything you're emotionally tied to, everything you're fixated on, everything you're going through, it's all to an experience that you're going through. Each one of them are micro experiences that are tied together that have a whole line of experiences that change your character to be the best version of yourself. Because here's the blueprint. You have basic human. Now think of 3 plates. 3 plates. Okay, plates. And you stack them on top of each other. Listen, here's the first plate. The basic human emotions. The archetype of a human. Love, hate, joy, happiness, anger, jealousy. All the things. That's the archetype. That's the first plate. Lay on top of that, you, the individual person that you are. In a DJ booth, they have all these little dials. Bass, treble, voice, sides of my... Grandma, can you please stop making that noise? Thank you. So, the dials that are inside a DJ booth where you record a... Grandma, please, I am making a video, please. All the little dials, right? Like the bass has to be 72%. The treble has to be 18%. The voice mic has to be 56%. And now imagine 1,000 of those dials that are all individually made their separate way to make one certain song. And you are that song. You, as a human being, are that song. God has the hairs of your head numbered, not counted. Not like, oh, today you have 875, whatever. No, numbered, marked down and numbered as if he knows every life span of each individual hair. They're numbered, they're accounted for, they're like, you could think of it, they're named, they're addressed, you know what I mean? And your fingerprint is different from all the billions, possibly 1 trillion people who have ever existed, do exist currently, and will ever exist. You're unique. And that board that I was talking about, those individual settings, that's your personal character. Me and you could go through the same thing. But because our board is different, and we're wired differently, each individual human being, we could go through the exact same experience, and you will come out of it with a conclusion and a trauma that I will come out of it and not even see. The same exact thing. We will have an overall understanding of it, but the way it individually does stuff to us within every second of our experience will be different because our makeup is different. So the first plate is the archetype of a regular human with all of its emotions. Then God puts the second plate on top of it, which is what I just explained. You as an individual person with all your individual settings. The way that you make it through the simulation and succeed in life is not having money, not having the tangible, not having everything you've ever dreamed of, not having all these fantastic dreams, spectacles, fantasies, all this stuff. The real success to life, the way you win the game, is when you see Christ Jesus see what happened. Grandma, please stop making that noise. Dude. That's so annoying. It's annoying. Shh, like super loud while I'm trying to do a video. I'm not trying to be mad, but that's annoying. You know what I mean? Okay, so what I'm trying to say is this. You got your basic archetype of a human. Grandma's so funny, dude. I torment her all day. The streets will run red with cat blood. No, my grandma's a local cat lady. Okay. Just hold on, I gotta finish this point, and then I'll listen to you. I took grandma around to the stores, and my stepdad went mental. It's unbelievable. And then I bought grandma McDonald's, and now she's been sitting down here, and we've been talking while I've been blasting music. This is so funny.
It might be the last time you talk to me.
All right, hold on, I gotta finish this point. So the first plate is the archetype of a human being, with your basic human emotions. The second plate that's added on top of that is you as an individual and all your individual settings. The way you win is the third plate. Pardon me. The way you win is the third plate. It's called conforming unto the image of Christ. So what you do, it says, it's not I who live anymore, but Christ who lives in me. What that means is you are nailed to the cross with Christ. You and all your physical settings die. And how that happens is, it's not like we're doing it spiritually. So it's not like you're going to get on an actual cross like Jesus was and be nailed to death. What it means is, as you go through your life with the millions of little experiences and traumas and everything, you pull out those core truths and they change who you are over time. All right? And as you get so far, maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, you look at Jesus and you allow him to imprint himself on you, that he lives in your place. And then, as you conform unto the image of Christ, which means plucking out your bad personality traits so that you could have it replaced with his good personality traits, then your eyes are opened as his settings fall on top of your settings, which fall on top of the basic human emotions. And then you have to go through the streamline within, in front of you, the timeline of your life, through the eyes of Christ, seeing what all the traumas and all the hopes and all the dreams and all the good times and bad times, what it was all about. Why did it happen? So that each one of those all tied together, because your life doesn't stop for 5 hours and start up again. Your life is always happening, and everything, even the boring parts that nothing's happening, something you're learning, okay? While it's happening, they're all tied together. They all sprout up. Every situation sprouts up a kernel of truth that goes into you and alters who you are and changes your course. Sometimes they change it dramatically. Maybe you were raped as a child. Maybe you saw somebody die. Maybe you held a dead loved one. Maybe you buried a child. Maybe your brother or sister overdosed on drugs. Maybe your child is already a drug addict right now and you don't know how to make it through. I get it. I suffered. I'm not boasting because it's not a boast. And I'm not trying to be better than anybody. Oh, my story's so terrible. I'm just saying I've suffered more than anybody I know and anybody I've ever heard of, bro. Besides, like, if somebody lived in the Holocaust for like 50 years, like, that's what my life has been like. Unimaginable, bro. Okay? And I'm writing it all in a book. Whatever. The reason is because once people hear the exact things that happened in my life, and then they see the person who I am, totally winning, totally victorious, always happy, always peaceful, always, not like, you guys got it wrong when you think, oh, everything is going to be rainbows and magical. No, it's not, bro. It's going to be hell. You're going to have to walk through, you're going to crawl on your belly through hell sometimes. But the thing is what God says. Have the peace of Christ in the eye of the storm. When you're going through the hell, all right, you have an automatic level, like a level of like water or a level of just, let's say, water. That there's a line there that the water won't go any lower because it meets a standard, and doesn't matter what happens, the water line will never go below this certain line, okay? That's what it is in you. When Christ puts his joy in you, you will be in a perpetual state of joy. And no matter what your circumstances are, what you're hoping for, the traumas that you're going through, it will not, your joy will not go, your happiness, your joy, your peace, your love, your giving, your tranquility will never drop below that line, because it's not dependent upon your situation, your circumstances, your thoughts, or even you. It's dependent on Christ, and he doesn't allow you to fall below that standard. So the way you get that is by just, it's so hard to explain because it's so simple. It's so simple. That you won't even get it. It's so simple, you just won't even get it. That's the thing. That's why God says the wisdom of God is folly to man. It's foolishness to man. It's so simple how to do it. You just let go. You just let go. None of it matters. And you just fall on Christ. That's it. You just be it. Stop trying to be it and just be it. You ever heard of the Matrix when he's fighting him at the beginning? He says, stop trying to hit me and just hit me. Stop trying. You're trying. Oh my God, my effort. Oh, I got to do the Zen and the yoga and everything. Stop trying to do it and just do it. Just accept Christ. Just do it. It doesn't need to be explained to you. When your woman, like the love of your life, she tells you, I love you, let's go on a date. And you go on a date, you guys you set up a marriage time. You don't go and be like, how do I make this marriage work? You're at the altar. You're at the altar about to be married. She walks into the room. She's got her gown on. You don't have to do 5,000 things to make it happen by your own effort. It just happens. Just do it. Just fall into it. Accept it. Fall into Jesus. Fall into the love. Fall into the joy, the peace. Like literally, my house could burn down. I could lose everything I own. But I still exist. Even if I died, I'm good. I believe in Christ. His blood has saved me. I'm good. If you really believe in God, if you really believe that when you die, if you believe in Jesus, you're going to heaven. If you really believe there's a heaven beyond this moment, none of this matters. I don't know why nobody gets that. They think, oh, you're radical. You're too much with this Christian stuff. No, dude, you either really believe it or you really don't believe it. That's the way it is. There is no radical. It's just yes or no. It's not extreme yes, extreme Jesus. It's not. He plainly says this is not the end, dude. When this place is done, this tangible existence, you're coming to a place where you'll be for trillions, infinity years. It will never end, and that's the real place. This place is not the real place. They asked Jesus a marriage question about the law, right? Because the law is here to give tangible existence, all the working systems within tangible existence, the millions of working systems within tangible existence, and all the systems are collectively in unison and working at the same time. And they have their own little unseen, hidden rules that make them function. Like seed time harvest, like the eclipse, like human behavior, like love, like marriage, like birthing children, like everything, economics, functioning of a vehicle. All these things work all at the same time, and they're all happening at the same time. So God gives the blueprint to human tangible existence, which is the Holy Bible, and says, here's the blueprint. So they ask him a question about the blueprint of tangible existence. They say, if my brother dies and I take on his wife, as the law says, and I give them, I marry her and we have sons, when we all die in heaven, whose wife will she be? My brother's wife, or she be my wife? Because I already, I married her, but he was married first. Well, whose wife would she be? And he said, Jesus literally said these words, and you could go look it up. None of that even happens over there. That's just happening here because that's the laws of this tangible existence. That doesn't happen over there. Nobody gets married over there. That sentence where Jesus says that breaks the fourth wall for you. The immersion of the simulation of video game is suddenly cut off, and then you're back into reality for a split second and turning, hearing him say, that's like me traveling into a video game, and video game characters are worried about something. I say, that doesn't even matter. This is not even the real world. The real world's out here. Like, I'm real. Like, touch me, bro. I'm real. You're a cartoon character inside of a video game. This is not real. That's what Jesus was doing when he was here. Explaining how to change your personality, yourself, so that you be ready for heaven, because that's the only place that matters. This place doesn't matter. So everything that everybody's worried about, do your best to go by the moral code and the principles of the Holy Bible and the blueprint which is dictated in there, and you obey God and be good. But all the trauma that you're going through, none of it matters. Everything that you're going, it does not matter. And the fantastic thing about this is that most of you will not even believe. Some of you will. Some of you will believe this revelation that God has told me about. And some of you will make it. For broad is the way and wide is the gate that leads to destruction. Don't believe it. Be destroyed. Don't care. But narrow is the way that leads to eternal life. And few there be that find it. I hope you find it here. I hope you take this revelation, just walk in happiness. No matter what happens, just walk in happiness and love everybody. That's it.